Alrighty, so well I'm here and you're here, so we're gonna teach. Alrighty, so it is 10:12 today. Alright, this is 10:12, this is fourth, and this is questions. 3.2. Anybody? Yo. 20 what? 26. It's Peterson, right? Yeah. 26. Alrighty, so 26 says 2x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x plus 15. Dude, I was just going to yell at somebody for being late.
Oh, sorry.
Alrighty, so. What? Uh-uh.
So we can run it straight.
Let's keep that on the down though, okay? Okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna group the first two, I'm gonna group the last two, right? Making sure I group that 6 or that positive sign in there, right? What can I take out of the first two?
2.
An x squared, can't I?
Yeah.
What's left?
2x plus 5.
2x plus 5, right? What about the last two?
A 3.
A positive 3, right? And I'm left with 2x plus 5. These now match, right?
Yeah.
When they match, I factor them out, and I get 2x plus 5. What's left over?
X squared plus 3.
X squared plus 3.
Done.
Just like that. Hey, let me focus that for you. Oh, hey, yeah, your eyes don't suck. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where were you stuck?
Oh, I just forgot how to do it.
Oh, factor by grouping. Really important.
Yes.
Yo, Dixon.
Question on 11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay, so 11 says a plus a squared minus 56. Well, first off, what's wrong with that?
It's not standard.
Yeah. Once I rewrite that in standard form, now, you know what I mean? So, factor, I got a and a, right? Got to factor negative 56 till I get something that gives me a positive what?
Positive 8.
But a positive 1, right?
Negative 7 and positive 8.
Negative 7, positive 8.
Yeah.
Negative 7, positive 8. Is she right? Does that make sense? What was...
I just didn't factor it right.
Oh. That happens. Yeah, that happens.
10?
10?
Yeah.
What was yours?
It was the same one.
Same one. Wow. Great minds think alike. So we got that, right?
Yes.
So most people went minus 18 and they went 6 and 3, right? Problem is that if I go 6 and 3, one of them's got to be what?
Negative.
Yeah, one of them's got to be negative, one of them's got to be positive, right? But no matter how I do that, none of them what? Yeah, none of them give me a negative 9, correct? Well, if I can't factor a number, what must it be?
9.
Does that make sense?
I wanted to make sense.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, so that's that. So we are going to move on to section 3.3. Now, Barker, why you talk so much? It's your voice I have heard for the last 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Shh. Okay. Alrighty, so it is still 10:12. This is going to be SM2H unit 3.3. And our objective is going to be able to properly factor any given quadratic. I'm going to put in parentheses right here, and I'm going to put in standard form because that's important in standard form, with an a that does not equal 1. Now, here's the difference. Is last time, every problem but one, all look like, x squared plus, 4x plus 4. Every one of them had an a that was 1. Sorry. Every one of those had an a that was 1, right? Except for, what did we decide? 20-something? 20 what? 21. Okay. Well, now we're going to up the ante, and this does make things more challenging. Okay. Now we're going to have what happens when an a is not 1. Okay. Now, in the interest of being brutally honest with you, I'm going to teach this in a way I've never taught it before. What? Well, I'm going to be honest. I don't know, because I've never taught it this way. When we're done, then I'll know. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just have to see what happens. So, what they're going to look like now is they're all going to look something like this. So I got 3x squared minus 16x minus 12. Now, this will be the third different way I have taught this in my life. Okay, I used to teach it away, and then I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or so, the rest of the department kind of ganged up on me and convinced me to change to a different way. And I really liked that way. In the last couple of years, they've been really pressuring me to start to teach it this way. And this year I caved. So, this is what you do. Okay? This is going to look just like what we did. Okay, I'm gonna get a couple of sets of parentheses. I'm going to factor this sucker out. But this is how you do it. What we're going to do is we're going to take this, okay, and we're going to turn it into a 4-term polynomial. Now, what will turning it into a 4-term polynomial do? Yes.
So you can group it.
Yes.
And factor it that way.
So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into what we just did the other day when we factor by grouping. Right? Now, this is how you do that. You take that number and you times it by that number. You get negative 36. Right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to go through and you're going to factor this until I get that number. Okay? So similar to what we did the other day, right? So how do I factor that so I can get a negative 16? Anybody know? So I'm going to take a negative 18 and a positive 2 would give me a negative 16, right? Now, I'm going to turn that into this. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go 3x squared. But now instead of it saying negative 16x, it's going to say minus 18x plus 2x minus 12. Now this looks just like something we've already done. Does that make sense? So from here down, it should be basically what? Starts with an R. But review, right? Shouldn't that be review now? So I'm going to group the first two, and I'm going to group the last two, making sure I keep that sign, right? What can I take out of the first two? 3x. What's left? X minus 6. Now, so now, what do I know has to happen over here? I know it's going to be x minus 6. It has to be or it doesn't work, right? So what can I take out of those two? A positive 2, and I'm left with x minus 6. These now do what? They now match. I factor them out front. I get x minus 6 out front, and I'm left with the what? 3x plus 2. Just like that.
Wow.
Oh,
Yo, Dixon.
I was kind of at first. Why did you do 3x squared times negative 12? Oh, just kidding. No, I don't know that. I still don't know that. Wait, why did you do that? Okay, well, I thought I knew why, but I.
Okay, so, no. Okay, so here is, it is, how do I put that? I hate to even use that term, but it's kind of a trick that makes that work. What happens is in taking that times that, it allows me to find these two terms that give me that term. And what that does is it allows me, and what you got to understand is this, is the reason they like this method, I say they, that's the other math teachers here that have been using this, is because once I've done the first step, from there down is something you've already learned. You know what I'm saying? So once I get you to there, the rest should be much easier because it's something we've already done. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to take something we already learned, add a step to it, and see if you can get from here to there. Because once you get to here, the rest should be easy. Does that make sense? And that's what they're doing. And I've always saw their point. To be honest, last year I taught it the other way just to piss some people off. It worked really well. Method called the trash method. No. All right, let's do it again. So I'm going to go 5a squared minus 24a plus 16. Now again, going back to what we saw on the questions from today, what's the first thing I need to do here? Yeah, make sure it's in standard form first, and then go and do the problem, right? So I know I'm going to take 5 times 16, and I'm going to get what?
80.
I'm going to get a positive 80, and that's important. Okay? Are you guys playing tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you are going to play Farmington? Okay. So, now I got to factor 8, positive 80 until I get a negative 24, right? So, I don't know, you were saying something? No? Anybody? Got the factors? Say that again, Peterson. Negative 20, negative 4. Is she right? Yeah, so now I just come over and I got 5a squared. Then I've got minus 20a minus 4a plus 16. Right? Now, just for review, I'm going to group those two, and then I'm going to group those two, making sure I've got that sign in there, right? What's coming out of my first two terms? 5a, and I'm left with? What's coming out of my second set of terms? And I'm left with? Lots of minus 4s there, huh? Those two match. Once they match, they come out front. A minus 4, what's left? 5a minus 4, just like that. Okay. Now, let's go raisey handy. We ready? Yo, Anglesy. Shh. No, first we got a question.
What happened to the negative 24a? How come that's wrong?
Okay, so that's actually where this runs into a little bit of trouble. But it really doesn't, because all we've done is we've taken and we've broken that up into these two terms. Because if I were to take this before I put the parentheses there and went minus 20a minus 4a, wouldn't I get right back to minus 24a? So I'm just splitting this up so I get 4 terms instead of 3 terms. That's all I'm doing. Okay? So let's go raisey handy on this problem right here. What's so funny, Dixon?
I just like how you say handy. Raise handy.
It's a raisey handy gamey. See how they all kind of rhyme? Yeah, you're welcome. And it's funny because I presented this at faculty meeting one day. And one of our teachers here actually started laughing in the back because she says, I remember doing that when I was in your class. It was funny. It was funny. So yeah, I've been here a while. So let's go 10 hands. 10 hands for the factors of this. That means do it. Do it. It's 90, people. It's 90. Positive 90. We don't need a calculator. Positive 90. Because isn't that the first thing I do?
Yeah.
5 times 18 is 90, isn't it?
Yeah.
50, 40, 90, right? One. How many did I say? 10? 10. 2. 3, 4, 5. Make sure you remember your number, people. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9. Uno más. That's one more in Spanish, in case you weren't sure. Very loosely translated. Teach you math, Spanish. I'll teach you some life skills.
I'm in Spanish 4.
Ooh, really? Like, really?
Yeah.
Oh. So you should be good at it, right? Who else is? Oh. Alrighty, so were you guys raising your hand or you just tell me you're all in Spanish 4? Oh, okay. You raising your hand, guys?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so there's 10. Alrighty, so who was 8? Who was number 8? Who was number 8?
It was the person before Tyler.
Stroke, you see how I'm making eye contact with you?
Oh, with mine?
Yeah, you were number 8.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. So,
Do you guys remember how I said, hey, remember your numbers? Did we remember that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't. I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
So sorry about that.
That's all right. So what do you got? What'd you factor me into here?
15 and 6.
15 and 6. Is he right?
Yeah.
More importantly, it's a positive 15 and a positive 6. So what do you have written next?
I have 5A parentheses A minus.
No, before that.
Before that, 5A squared plus 15A plus 6A plus 18.
Okay, then you went with, you parentheses that, and you parentheses that, and then what do I got?
5A parentheses A minus 3 and then A minus 3
You got a minus 3?
plus. Wow.
A plus 3, right?
Yeah.
Then what?
6.
Positive 6 and
A minus A plus 3.
a plus 3. Then what do I do with those a plus 3s?
Put them in front.
So I got a plus 3 and
5A plus 6.
5a plus 6. Is he right?
Yeah.
Just like that. Yo, Peterson.
Does the A plus 3 or whatever you have, does it always have to go in that?
So you're saying you have 5a plus 6 like that times a plus 3?
Well, I was just wondering, like, would that be the same as?
I don't know. Anybody want to take that?
Yes.
Yeah, why? Community property multiplication doesn't matter. These two things are the exact, and really, there's not one that's better than the other. It doesn't matter. I just always take things out front, so I just always write it that way, but feel free to do whatever you got to do, okay? Alrighty. Let's do another one.
Okay.
Let's do,
The game?
we'll do 2. Well, of course, the game.
Come on.
You not into having fun?
No, I was just wondering if we're doing the game or not.
Well, yeah, I think we're at the stage now. Do I need to teach more?
No.
No, we just need a little more guided practice. Then I'll turn you loose. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Let's let me see who I can confuse. I appreciate that. I like that. Now, there's something I have not shown you yet in this problem, but I'm hoping some of you are as smart as I think you are, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Yeah. Yeah, just put your phone right there in that basket and grab one of those out of that basket. Anytime you guys... You what?
I don't have my phone today.
Our teacher made us put our shoe.
Just bring something up. I need something to get my calculator back. I don't care what it is. Something of value, preferably. Like, I don't have my phone. I turn around and go get my phone. That's what I do.
Hi, Mom. When did you leave it at home today?
That's smart. Go home and fist bump your mom.
Okay.
Let's go for 12 hands. So I got 1.
Oh gosh.
I'm at 1. Can't play the raise handy game without paper. Two. Three, 4. Five. Jordan, you texted in my class.
I promise.
I'm only at 5. I need 7 more people. 6, 7. Eight. Nine. 3 more. Ten. 11. 1 more. 12. Alrighty. Alrighty. So who was 7? Weston.
I don't know if I got it right.
Okay, well, just tell me what you did first.
So I 108 times 8.
Okay, and that would have been a great idea. Anybody think of a better idea? Now, okay, what you're going to learn is they are simply going to ask you to factor completely. Okay, now, yeah, if I want to make this problem easier, which is kind of why I chuckle inside as we all needed calculators, if I can take something out in the very front, that's what I would do. So instead of having to try and take 8 times 108, I would have taken what out of everything? I would have taken a 4 out. And left this with 4m squared plus 21m plus 26.
It would be 2m squared.
Oh yeah, sorry, 2m squared. Which now makes that multiplication and that factoring way, way, way easier. You see what I'm saying? What was the very first thing I taught in Unit 3? Wasn't it GCFs?
Yeah.
Yeah. You always want to try and take a GCF out first and then do the problem. Is there something not right there, Barker?
20. It's supposed to be 27, not 26.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, now that makes this way easier because now that's only what, 54? Versus 864 or something?
Yeah.
See how much easier that is? Now this just hangs out. So that's going to be part of your answer. And then factor 54. Did anybody do it this way?
Wait, how did you get 54?
2 times 27, right?
Oh.
Because that's what's left, correct? Now, most people, who wants to tell me what they had to be, what their answer was just from doing it the other way? The other way. Does anybody, what do you got?
M plus 9, parentheses, then 8m plus 12.
8m plus 12 like that, right? Problem is that if you write that down, do you know what's going to happen? Yeah, this is wrong. Because I can factor that more. Do you see what I'm saying? So instead of taking it out then, we're going to take it out now and make the rest of this a lot easier. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, what did I get here? What would I get here to get me 21? What?
No, never mind.
18 and 3.
What?
18 and 3.
18 and 3?
Yeah.
Positive 18, positive 3?
Yeah.
So now I got 2m squared plus 18m plus 3m plus 27, right? Gonna do that. Gonna do that. That's gonna give me...
Wait, where'd the 4 go?
Isn't that all inside of the 4?
Did the 4 just go away?
No, the 4's still out here. I was just gonna write it at the end, but that's fine. That 4 doesn't change. I'm taking a 2 out, or a 2m out, right? And that's gonna leave me with what? M plus 9, right? Then I'm going to take out a positive 3, and that's going to leave me with m plus 9, right? Factor them out, and I'm going to get m plus 9 times 2m plus 3. And then the reason I circled that 4 is because that's part of my answer, and that's actually the real answer. Because now it's been factored completely. This was factored, but it was not factored completely. Once you've got it in standard form, the very next thing you want to try and do is take out a greatest common factor, because then it also makes the number smaller, which should then make the rest of it that much easier. Let's do one more of those. Okay?
That feels a lot longer.
What?
Yeah, but it's shorter than doing like.
It actually is. It's way shorter than trying to factor
Took me like 20.
864.
I'll just
I-
plug
I
it in.
like-
That's why you're all getting
The second try somehow.
Well, sometimes you get lucky, you know. So let's do, here we go. We're going to go 25p cubed minus 215p squared plus 120p. Let's go for 10 hands. One, 2. Three. You're 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 2 more. So let's go 9, 10, 11. Alrighty, Weston, give me a number between 1 and 11.
10.
10. Who is 10? You?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me what you did first.
I factored out 5 out of each of them.
Just a 5?
Yeah. So I got.
No. Have we done any cubes yet?
Oh, I could have done these.
You got to take a 5p out. Then what's left?
5p squared minus 43p plus 1/4.
Oh, I did do it.
Right? Now what I do is I just put a circle around that right now, and that reminds me that that's got to be part of my answer, and then I don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah, 'cause- yeah.
Then I take 5 times 24, and I get what?
120.
120, and I factor 120 until I can get negative 43, and I get what? Negative 40 and minus 3?
Yeah.
So that was a positive 120, right?
Yeah.
So I've got 5p squared minus 40p minus 3p plus 24. Okay, then what?
You get 5p parentheses.
I do that and I do that, right? What's coming out of the first two?
5p.
5p, and what's left?
P minus 8.
P minus 8. What's coming out of the second two?
Negative 3.
Negative 3, and I'm left with?
P minus 8.
They now match. P minus 8 out front. 5p minus 3 there, but I got to remember what?
5p.
Drop that down, put my 5p out in front, slap a circle around that, and I am done. Because think, if you would have left that p in there, did I show you how to factor a cubed? No, it doesn't work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I thought that would have been a dead giveaway.
That'd been weird.
Okay? Well, you couldn't have done it right. Couldn't have. Okay? I know. Yeah, you tried, but it ain't going to work. I don't know. Questions? Anybody got any questions? You think we can do this or not?
I think we could.
You think you can?
If it's not in standard form,
Just put it in standard form, exactly. Okay? Most of these I'm going to imagine are, but, you know. You will notice that once it gets towards the bottom, if you don't take a GCF, it gets ugly in a hurry. Some of those big old numbers. Okay? Alrighty, time is yours. Use it wisely. Quiet and busy. Let's go.
Okay.
Notice, I said quiet and busy.